right, welcome to AdVice. Today I've got Aiden Eaton, our creative director, and Brittany Degnan, digital marketing specialist. And today we're going to be talking about websites. And I've been building websites since 2015, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of over it a little bit. Every client needs a website, but they don't need the same thing. And there's a lot of confusion around what, especially local business, what they need to actually have, and the difference in, let's say, a website that takes 30 hours to build and a website that takes 100 hours to build, and the cost that's associated with that.
Mm-hmm.
So since you're building a lot of the websites, I thought you might appreciate this topic.
I do appreciate the topic. How do you feel, Aiden?
Appreciated.
Okay. We both have been building a lot of websites.
That is true.
Lately. It's been happening for the whole company, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm more on the WordPress side.
Mm-hmm.
And you do the Webflow side.
Yeah.
So not getting into like CMSs quite yet, but just in general, we have clients come to us and either don't have a website if they're a brand new company, or they need a better website because it doesn't represent their company well, or they need the website to do things that it can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And pricing that out on the sales side is getting increasingly difficult because the expectation is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger companies understand the need to invest and they understand, the longevity factor.
Mm-hmm.
But the local smaller companies, to them, they don't understand the difference between a $2,000 website and a $10,000 website and a $300 do-it-yourself website on Wix. And so I thought we could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's a big topic there. I think people don't understand what all goes in to the website, right? It's a whole ecosystem. You have the content, you have the flats before, you have the design, you have optimizing the website for SEO, because you can build a beautiful website, but if it doesn't rank, it's pointless.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many pieces to it. The graphic design of the website, you have to have somebody who can build unique elements. And thank you, Aiden, for being able to do that. And there's just a lot of pieces and parts to it, and I think a lot of people are expecting something that we can't give to them in 10 hours. They think that I spent all this money, and it's okay, but also this other person spent 40 grand. So that's why their website looks like that and yours looks like this. And it's yeah, we can do that, but we have to have the budget to be able to do it. So
yeah,
it's just really making sure they understand how their money is going to serve them, and then what the purpose is, because I think we're really great at building SEO websites that are SEO ready. And a lot of people aren't good at that. So I feel like that's something that we have unique.
I agree. I think there's a consequence for not investing in your website.
Mm-hmm.
You want this beautiful website? Fine. You want to pay, less than $2,000 for it? You get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. I don't really, I imagine, in my mind, it's like going on a flight and buying economy and then expecting, the best treatment.
That's a great analogy. That's a great analogy.
You got to kind of understand. I also don't know how an airplane works,
Yeah.
Do I need to know? No. But I know what I'm getting, So I think it's kind of the same.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy.
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
Should start using that.
Yeah.
In the sales process.
I've been using the house analogy for about 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's how much should I invest in my home?
Yeah.
Well, what's your budget? How many bedrooms? What do you want the countertops to look like? There's a lot that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, to your point, Brittany, the SEO and the optimization, that's really unseen. That's behind the scenes. So they don't get to see that when you present the website. All of that work is done in the back end. And unfortunately, they don't know if you did a really good job or a horrible job until months later.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So hopefully if you're, the agency that's doing the marketing for the client after the website launches, hopefully you did a good job, made your job a little easier moving forward.
Right.
But on the back end, or on the front side, the client doesn't know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So that articulating that value and why you should take a little extra time, usually 10, 20% extra time to optimize as you build,
Mm-hmm.
that really has a big impact down the road.
Yeah.
But getting the client to see that up front is difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
And then also articulating the difference between a custom built website or a template, for lack of a better term, right? Using an established framework, I think is the nice PC way to say it.
Yeah.
But a template, honestly, for some businesses, that makes a lot of sense. Use a template that's already tested and built and everything works right on mobile, and just, replace the content, make some adjustments and go on. Especially for your local service-based businesses, maybe that's all they need. If they're a brand new company and they're doing remodeling or roofing or plumbing, then they just need the thing to function, house the information about their company and their services, and show up in search or everywhere else that we got to get them to show up now.
Right.
But for a larger company or a big brand, that website can really, really make an impact, and it's quiet, right? Like people come to the site, and if they're not impressed, they don't tell you about it necessarily. But it may have a huge impact on your sales, vendor relationships, also just efficiency. If you're able to answer questions for customers or clients that they don't have to call in or ask about, if the content's really clear on the website, or usability, if you've got people constantly checking schedules or going in and logging into the site to manage their account, then ease of use is a huge impact on the business's efficiency. But again, they don't know what they don't know, so maybe they've never done that before, or maybe they have a really inefficient system currently. And rebuilding the website, rethinking about it, the information architecture could have a really big impact, but that's going to take investment.
I think a website should always be an investment, realistically.
Yeah.
Because it is more than just the website alone. It is always tied to something else. It is always a system, right, that it has to be connected to. The leads have to go through it somehow. That's the whole goal of having a website, right?
Yeah. Conversions.
Yeah, and then you have analytics on top of that. You have all of these other assets that come with a website. A lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And we do all that. And I think that's unique to us as well. We set all that up for them. We don't, technically, if they're just buying a website, we don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
They're just buying the website.
Exactly.
But we set everything up for them too, which is another whole different piece of building websites. It's ready for them. It's live and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
From us. But something you said, we do a lot of content first websites, right? We write the content. One thing that I notice with clients is they'll either want a ton of content or they want no content. And what is good for SEO is in between a lot of content and not a lot of content. Because if you put too much content, nobody's going to read that. Who's going to read that? Nobody's going to read that. They're not. The content is for the search engines. The people want to scroll, they want to find what they're looking for, and they want to read what they're looking for. So there's a happy medium where you're writing good quality content, but you're not over-explaining yourself, right? So many times people want to over-explain themselves when in reality, a graphic is going to work better. They're going to see it. Heading hierarchy is so important. But a lot of websites don't have that heading hierarchy, and people want to scroll. They want to find what they're looking for right then. Yeah,
I think UX and SEO have been at odds for a long time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that every page has to have 400 words plus thing just irks me to no end, because not every page, first and foremost, is supposed to be ranking for services, right? So you get service pages and product pages, but the rest of your site, including the homepage, is just a gateway to, like you said, for the user to get to the information they're seeking.
Exactly.
So organizing your hierarchy, but also organizing your nav, getting people to the place they want to get to quicker. I think that trumps the 400, the 700. Everybody's got their own limit or whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a constant conversation, especially with new businesses and small to medium-sized businesses, about how they should invest in the website. To them, it's a cost, and it's just a necessary evil. But I think they should, in most cases, consider investing a little bit more, putting more time into it, helping with the content. I can't believe how many businesses just want you to build their website and do their content for them. They don't even read it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your business. It's the content about your services.
Mm-hmm.
Who would know that better than you? Definitely not a marketing agency.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care how, or a web development firm. I don't care how well that discovery meeting goes.
Yeah.
You should know your stuff better than they do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why are you in business?
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of
Very
harsh,
true.
but
Yeah. No, people don't want to. They just want to hand it off and
Yep.
say, you do it. And then they come back with
Right.
8,000 revisions.
Hmm.
Or they come back with no revisions. And they're like, looks great. Push it through.
What can I say?
sometimes that's the worst scenario because the revisions, the rounds and stuff can be annoying, but at least they've looked at the content and they know what they're getting.
Mhm.
The rubber stampers almost scare me more because then 6 months later you find out that they didn't look at the content at all and they find something because somebody brings it to their attention.
Mhm.
And I get that email like, hey, how did this get on the site? Well, that's content that you approved.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Look inward.
Right. Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, first of all, if they give content, it's, and I write all of our content, so I'm like, all right, well, you gave me this little tiny piece,
Mhm.
and now I'm going to build off of this little tiny piece, and I have to do a bunch of research for it. It doesn't just come out of me. I don't know about everything.
Yeah, every single business model, every single industry, every vertical.
Right. And some businesses are super niche too.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I've written about whatever it is before, finance before, but I haven't written about this specific piece of finance before. So then I still have to go back and do a bunch of research on it to figure out, okay, like, how do I make this sound, first of all, like them?
Yeah.
How do I, even if I haven't heard them that often, because we only have like one or two meetings with them, and then they don't want to take the time to give me so I can hear their voice and how they want the business to sound, and they don't really know how they want the business to sound. That's another thing. Coming up with a brand voice without direction
Mhm.
Yeah.
is hard, but it is fun though. I do love writing, like making up the brand voice, especially when it goes well.
Well, I think the clients have this expectation that we have this, I don't know, magic book, this great big huge book that just gives us all information about every industry.
Yeah, it's called Google.
It's called ChatGPT. And I don't think there's a website being built today that content's being developed where market research isn't being at least a little bit influenced by ChatGPT. So what's that going to give you?
Mm-hmm.
The average,
Right.
right? Let's pick on an industry. So tax prep.
Mhm.
If you're a tax preparation service and you're trying to develop content, where's that content coming from? ChatGPT. So it's going to give you the what most tax preparation service companies do.
And it might be wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Very true.
don't trust ChatGPT. I'll do okay, like find articles for me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can click on an article and it won't be right. And I'm like, this is a opinion piece.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is not helpful at all. So then, but I mean, it does like speed up a little bit because it will give me some good things
Right.
to then search on Google. I don't rely on it though, because it is wrong.
Well, a better example might be
A
a
lot.
landscaper. A landscaper in the Northeast is going to be way different than in the Southwest.
Mm.
That's a good point.
So if
Very
you're just
true.
getting the amalgamation of content about
Right.
landscaping services,
Yeah.
What do you do?
there you go.
Yeah.
I'd assume there's lots of industries where I can't think of the examples, but where that's the case. And again, just another reason for the client to be very involved in developing the content.
Mm-hmm.
You can be hands-off with the design, give us a couple, sites that you like and a look that you like,
Yep.
give some feedback there. You're really good at pulling that out of the clients. But then from there, we can design it, build it. But the content, man,
It's always rough.
it's always rough. And that's where the investment comes from because we can do it for you and we can do it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But was that the triangle, right? You can have it quick, cheap, or good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me enough hours and you'll have beautiful content.
It's usually about 30-40% of the project is the information
It
architecture,
is.
the planning, the content.
Yeah, for sure.
40-50%, just depending on where they're starting.
Mm-hmm.
So unless it's a website reskin,
Right.
where
That
we're
makes
taking
it
the
a little
same
bit
content.
easier.
Yeah.
But unless the website was ChatGPT written,
which we've encountered pretty often.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have encountered that quite often. And it's so obvious. It's so obvious. And maybe it's just because I see it so much, but it's so obvious to me. I immediately can tell that it's written by ChatGPT.
I can tell in a lot of cases the client has not read the content on their own website for quite a while.
Yeah.
We watch the recordings and we look at all the data and everything, and we realize that the users that are converting on their website are not spending an egregious amount of time reading through their website. Some yes, but not a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So to your point earlier, the only person reading the content on this website is search engines and SEO people that are trying to manipulate search rankings. And
exactly. It really is. It really is.
So yeah, I guess that would be kind of the biggest thing for me is that the clients need to at least just one good time, make it a day, sit and pour through that content.
Yeah.
Make sure it says what you want it to say, the way you want it to read.
Yeah.
And then from there, everything else, is a little bit more, the agency can be a little bit more prescriptive.
I also like that there's a lot of new tools in like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
For websites, just in general.
Yeah.
ChatGPT being like AI, just in general on the content side. But WebP, images, incredibly small. People are using SVGs a bit more often. And then Lotties. Just all the things you can do animation-wise with websites. And it comes out to be incredibly small file sizes, which you could never do, more than 3 years ago. Opens up so much for us because we're building SEO viable sites.
Right.
So, yeah.
They have to be speedy.
Yeah.
Got to be quick.
Yeah. Massively important.
And the plugins for the quick websites are always the ones that crash the websites.
Oh my God.
So you have to, using them are pointless. You have to speed up the website on your own. You have to figure out those kinds of ways. So I feel like you're more on not more on, but you do the design for all of it. So like what about that piece of it when we're talking about web development?
Yeah, it's becoming more UI. You're building a UI more than you were before. We built a website recently where the nav is non-traditional. I'm starting to see that a lot more often.
Yeah.
With non-traditional navs.
Which I love.
That you don't just have like a simple drop down. Instead of like pulls down, takes over the page. You have options, and then those options lead to options. So you can get to where you're going a lot faster. And there's like visual elements typically that guide you along the way. It's a lot more, I was going to say hand-holdy, but that's not really true. It's a lot more catered to the user, I think it's going in a really good direction.
Yeah.
So
when they let us.
Yes.
When the clients let us go in that direction.
Yeah.
That's the most fun. Building a like really cool nav is so fun.
It's a dream.
It really
It's the best part.
It's so fun to build that. And you design it too.
Yeah.
So I'm usually just building it.
It's a good time.
It is.
It's usually like 4 hours.
Yeah.
At least.
At least.
And then you gotta do the mobile one.
I was gonna
That's another
say 4 hours is maybe in my like 8 hours.
Fair.
Maybe not that. Like 6. Depending on how advanced you want to go with it. But it's so fun. Building websites can be really fun.
It's a good time.
When we have the budget for it.
That's fair.
Cool.
We'll be doing that.
All right. Well, that was a lovely little jaunt down website way. Websites are fun.
They are fun.
They're kind of annoying.
I think they're fun.
The process is annoying.
Yes.
Right.
The clients are annoying.
Getting to develop it, amazing.
That's super fun.
Best part.
Yeah.
So.
Getting into the PHP I've been getting into, so fun. Building your own plugin, I feel like a coding queen.
Very lucrative. Plugins. Just so everyone knows. Yes.
Well, if you're still with us, God bless you. And be sure to like, share, comment, and follow. We'll see you next time. Thanks.